I guess one of my favorite stories is a couple of years ago. She had said something in passing about a go-kart. And he remembered back to when he was a kid and he built his own little soapbox kind of go-kart. Well, he decided, I think it was actually 2 days before Christmas, that he was going to build her a go-kart. So Christmas Eve, or Christmas Eve day, he decided to look in the garage to see what kind of materials they had. And he took a trip to Home Depot and got just a couple other little supplies. We had a lot of kind of plywood and stuff like that, and he unfortunately took a long pole that I was hoping to use for something else, but all for the good of the cause. And he actually constructed this go-kart from scratch. He started, I think, at about 7 o'clock on Christmas Eve and finished at maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Was absolutely exhausted, but of course he was ready to go as soon as she woke up Christmas Day. And it was clearly the most wonderful present. I mean, Santa brought some wonderful things, but there was nothing like that go-kart. And I mean, she was just ecstatic, and she was so proud that this was something he had made just for her. And so, excuse me. Anyway, after the gifts had been unwrapped and all, she, of course, immediately wanted to go out and test it out. Fortunately, there wasn't any snow, so it was okay. And so the two of them went out, and he's barely able to keep his eyes open because he'd been up so late. But there was nothing he wanted to do more than drive that. Of course, he drove it the first couple of times and steered it. And then he gradually got so he allowed her to test it out, and she's become very good at being able to steer it. And it's quite the hit of the neighborhood. So all the kids always want to come over and go riding on her go-kart.